And I'm about to let everyone in the room. Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our session this morning entitled Integrating ChatGPT. We'll have the facilitator for this morning's presentation will be Ms. Zahra. And Zahra, you can just take over.
Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about, the ChatGPT, and you may know that I'm tutoring here, and I'm working with students that are athletes. So they have different needs, and maybe their priority is their a sport instead of their a school. So some of them are in rush, and they just want to have the answers of the assignment, and move forward to the practice and this kind of stuff. So I'm in my sessions, usually I have 2 sessions for each student. And in the first session, I go through the concepts, reviewing the concepts. And in the next session, I go through their assignments. And when we are in the session, I let them first to figure out the answers themselves. And I would give them the time. And if I see that they are, struggling with finding the answer, I would go, I would intervene and let them to know, maybe reviewing the concepts again, the formulas, or just help them to do it step by step. So if I want to talk about my experience once, I had a student, and he came to the session, and when he couldn't figure out, answering the question, he suddenly opened the ChatGPT on his laptop, and he wanted just to copy paste the question and find the answer. So at first I didn't, talk to him. I let him to find the answer and this stuff. And then when he was happy that, he has the answer, I just asked him that, will this work for you in the exam? Do you have access to ChatGPT? And he said, no, we are, having it in the exam center. So I told him that, you should learn to be successful, and you have to know that, how does it work for you? How what are the concepts, and how you should go through answering that question. What are the processes? What is the formula? You should, for example, memorize those formulas. So I told him that, instead of using ChatGPT for just finding the answer, that is not a proper, it's improper usage of that one, and somehow it's a cheating. And if they understand that you are doing that, it's not good for you. Instead of that, you can use ChatGPT in more proper way and ask for help from it, even when you not have me in this, in the session, or your professor, and somehow you have it 24 hours in a day. For example, when you are in travel for the games, and you have to do your assignment at the same time, that would be very helpful for you. So let me share my screen. So today I want to talk, somehow we cannot stop the students from using technology, and somehow we have to learn first of all, how we can use it, and then teach them how to use it. So somehow the traditional education system should adopt it. I think it's recommended that they adopt it to use the new technologies. And if we just want to stop the students from using it and somehow saying that it's a cheating, we cannot stop them from that. If someone wants to do the cheating, we cannot do anything. Cheating was something from they were using it in old-fashioned ways, and now they are using technology for it. So it's better to teach them how they can use the technology and any AI or ChatGPT in a better way. So today I'm going to talk about the 4 benefits of ChatGPT. That the first one is somehow bridging the knowledge gap and personalizing the learning experience. So in US, we have lots of diversity. We have international students with different backgrounds, but the education system in here, somehow it is assumption is that students have the same background, and the course starts to go through the new concepts. But sometimes a student doesn't have the same background, and maybe their mother tongue is different than English, and they don't they have learned the concepts in other language. For example, my mother tongue is Farsi, Persian, and for me, it's hard. I don't know maybe the keyboard, but when I search it and I say, oh, I know this concept. I just didn't know what is this one in English. So somehow ChatGPT can help with that. How? So let's go to ChatGPT. Before this, I have opened it before. Oh, okay, you see here. So I have asked the ChatGPT some questions from before, because it takes time for it to generate the information. So for example, the student has an example that it says that show the sales information, the average sales from 2007 to 2023 in a bar chart. Then the student asked that, okay, what is the bar chart? I have learned a lot of charts, but I don't know which one is bar chart. So they can just go through ChatGPT, for example, and ask that, for example, explain what is the bar chart. And then it brings some definitions and, what are the components, for example. And then maybe students think that, okay, I didn't understand what does that mean. Maybe it's better for me that I have a picture of it. So they can search internet because it's something that is accessible, or ask ChatGPT that would you provide some, picture of the bar chart for me? Then, they will have this one. I say, oh, I have learned this in high school. So, and, somehow it is, giving them the information for answering that question, not the answer. And the other thing is that personalizing, personalizing learning experience. What does that mean? It means that, our students are in different levels. Some of them are doing very perfectly. Some of them, needs more time for learning and, more effort. So ChatGPT can somehow uh, make some questions and examples that are related to their knowledge, and it can adjust the complexity and use the materials according to their level of knowledge and understanding. So how students can use ChatGPT for that? For example, I have asked that give me some example questions about bar chart according to the questions that I have asked you before. So then it brings me some more information about the bar chart. For example, the basic understanding, the interpreting of the data, and so on. So the thing that is very important in here is that asking the correct question. For example, here I wanted some example questions, some problems, but it brought me explanation. So I need to ask more specific question. So sorry for my voice. So I need to sorry. I need more clarification. So I asked the ChatGPT to provide a data set, that I can answer to the question, and by using it. So I missed something in here because it's here. Because first, when I was using ChatGPT, it was the version of 3.5, and I wanted to show you the newest version. So, for example, here I asked that, please give me some example questions. So it brought me some questions that, for example, what was the total sales revenue for each month? So the question was about, the questions that I had was about year, and now just ask you for month. And show me the chart. But it's not giving me a data set. So I ask, to please show me some data set that I can answer the questions that you asked. Then, it just bring me the data set. And then again, I asked that according to this data set, what other questions I can answer. So it bring me some more questions. And then, for example, for the first one, it is asking me, let me find a question. Yeah, here, the third question is that what is the average sale revenue? So I assume that the student doesn't know what is average. So then I asked that how to calculate the average sale. So then it brings me some, steps that how can I find the average. So it says that, for example, add up the all sales, then find the total of the month, and then divide them. So it's not just giving the end answer of the question. I'm going through the process of learning the concepts. And if I don't know any concepts in between, for example, what is the bar chart? What is the average sale? I just can't ask. So in this way, the student is learning, and any other examples, any other questions that are provided in assignments or in the exam, they can, answer it properly because they have learned the process. So they can ask different questions and for different answers. And so, for example, I ask another question that I don't know how to do it. So ChatGPT even can solve the question and show me what is the process. So when I see an example, other examples, now I know how to do it. The students know how to do it. So the other benefits of ChatGPT is that it can, extend the educational support. What does that mean? So, a student doesn't have access to the tutors or the professors, every day so the 7th day of the week in 24 hours. They have a certain time. So maybe they are curious to know a concept and, they need someone to ask their question, but they don't have us. So they can use ChatGPT, and ChatGPT has an option in the cell phone, not in the computer base, that you can ask questions by your voice. So for example, sometimes myself have some curiosity. For example, what is the history of World War II? What is, for example, the effects of alcohol in our brain cells? So the topics that comes to my mind according, the things that are happening daily. So for example, when I'm in a way, coming to, a school, or when I'm walking, I just can't ask questions that ChatGPT will answer me. So I will show you one example. Hope that you can hear it. So I asked ChatGPT that, what are the effects of alcohol on our brain cells? Then it would answer it.
Alcohol affects the brain in several ways, primarily by interfering with the communication between neurons. Here's a detailed look at some of these effects. 1. Neurotransmitter alterations. Alcohol impacts neurotransmitters, which are chemicals that transmit signals from one neuron to another. It can increase the activity of inhibitory neurotransmitters like gamma aminobutyric acid.
Okay. So this feature that the ChatGPT has, I think is very useful, and students, can use it even in travel when they have some, they want to have a deeper understanding of the concepts, and they can just use the voice, and because the robot that is speaking is talking like a human, it is not boring, and they can use it very properly and in an interesting way, because even sometimes it brings a concept, then you get more curious that, okay, what is another thing that it says, and then you ask another question, and then after that, you have lots of information about that topic. So another benefit of ChatGPT is that it can bring feedback that is related to the performance of that students. It can shows them their positive points, and then bring some suggestions for their improvement. For example, so I go to the something to mention, the ChatGPT 3.5 is free, but it cannot, it's limited. For example, when I asked that, to generate the bar chart image, it says that I cannot do that, but you can search on internet. But when I use the ChatGPT 4, it generated for me. Or in ChatGPT 3, you cannot upload a file or ask that it generate, you know, some, you know, for example, Word file for you. But in ChatGPT 4, you know, students or you can ask. So here, let me find it. It seems that it was not saved. No, maybe I have it. Okay, so I will show you now. It will, you know, help you to have a, you know, even learn how to use it. So let me find some file. So I go to ChatGPT and I have the option of, you know, uploading file, even you can copy paste it. So for example, I upload my CV in here and I ask that, please give me some feedback about my CV and how can I improve it? So first of all, it brings the strength that is good, that, you know, students get motivated that, oh, I'm not just doing bad, I have some strengths, some, you know, good points. I have, you know, done something. And then it says that, you know, improve areas. So, for example, I need more professional summary and, you know, quality of achievement, blah, blah, blah. And it gives me that, you know, some additional tips, you know, customize your job application and blah, blah. So this is another way of using it, you know, asking for some feedback. For example, you know, they have the students have written an essay or something that they are verbal, they are writing, not the question, sorry. And they can sorry, and they can ask for some feedback. The last one is this one is more related to the, you know, the profession, the support professionals, such as, you know, the advisors and, you know, other, you know, the teachers, the professors, you know, the directors that, you know, they wanna make some template or, you know, somehow use ChatGPT for themselves to, you know, provide them some facilities for having a, you know, better educational system. So, for example, one of the things is that they can, you know, have some feedback about the group projects. But, you know, usually when they have group projects, we are not there to monitor what is going in the, you know, that group project. So what we can do is that we can, you know, make some templates. For example, the progress tracking, the discussion summary, group feedback, and ask them, the students to fill that template, and or even it can describe the steps that they should make. Maybe some schools or advisors, teachers have made this template before, but they can even use the ChatGPT templates and update it or make it adjust it to more specific needs that they have. So I have asked some questions from ChatGPT before. Okay, so for example, I have asked that make a progress tracking template for a group work project about presenting changing global ecosystem. So it brings me something like this that I can just copy paste it in the Word file, and I just edit the format, or I have bring some examples that even I can ask that if it's ChatGPT 4, I can ask that please generate a Word file for it, or even the PDF file. So the template is like that. It is asking for the project members, and they just fill this part, and then what is the milestones. So it is saying them that for example, the first task is gather data on a specific education ecosystem changes, and what is the deadline, who is assigned for this task. And then, for example, so it's breaking that project in different steps and is mentioning that who is going to do that. So that is somehow a feedback, and teacher knows that what was the how they have collaborated. Has just one person or two person in a group have done everything, and or no, they have mentioned at the first that who is going to do what, and they have done it. So for example, the other phase is analysis phase. This is bringing some examples more related to my major, because I'm studying data analysis, because he has some, it has my information from before, but for you, if you ask questions, it would be more related to the educational system, because your history would be more about that. So then it says about analysis phase, for example, what is the task? Analyze the causes and effects of these changes, and who is assigned to, and when is the deadline, what is the status, and what are the notes. So this is one type of template. The other one, I asked that make a discussion group template assessment. So it gives me something like this, that what is the discussion topic? What is the date and time? Who are the participants, and who is the moderator and facilitator? So they somehow they are getting ready for more professional they will have some team working and group working when they go to the job market, and when they are there. So somehow they are learning it, that how it should be done. So what is the topic, who is the participant, so they learn the roles. And so it is bringing some steps for them, that what should they do. And then I asked for a template, so it is giving me the some template participant name, and it is giving me that, for example, how much grade is each of them. So then I asked that, give me a Word file for the table. So it provides a Word file and I just download it. So it seems that it has expired because I asked it yesterday. So let me ask again. Right. Wait for. I hope it generates the Word file and doesn't say that it has been expired because I asked the questions yesterday. I'm sorry, it takes some time. Okay, till it analyzes it, I will mention something else. So the other thing that we can ask ChatGPT that provide for us is let us know about some sources that the students can use, more than their their books and the material that the professor and the courses is providing them. So we can use them for more help and more examples for them, or we can we can just, for example, if it's some online courses, we can just introduce them to the students and ask them to use it. So it's not working because I asked the questions yesterday, but it will provide a Word file for you, so you just click and download it, and it is a very clean and tidy Word file. And if you don't like it, you can just make any adjustment that you want, but you will have an idea that what you should do. So I will go and ask the questions about the sources. So for example, I'm asking about Tableau, the software that I'm learning. So I asked that please provide some sources for learning Tableau. So first I should stop this one. Okay, let me ask in ChatGPT, because that one is okay. Yes. some sources for learning. So it is bringing me, some videos, for example, Tableau's official YouTube channel, and some online training, for example, Tableau training and certification. It's giving me some books, Tableau your data, and it says that what is this book for, and learning Tableau, who is the writer, and what is it for. And we have a communicating forum for that, and what are the online courses, for example, Udemy. Myself, I learned Tableau from this website, so I can just go here and search for the Udemy, and it will bring me, online courses, and I can search for, the Tableau stuff. So if you use the 4th version, even it will give you the link, but in ChatGPT 3.5 it doesn't provide the link. Okay, so it's time to finish this presentation, and so in conclusion, I think it is recommended that educators teach students how to use new technologies, and AIs, anything, ChatGPT, Cloudy, and other stuff, to have a better performance in a school. For example, in my experience, when I taught the student how to use the ChatGPT for learning, the next session that he came to my to the session, he was saying that, oh, I have learned a lot and it was very helpful for me when I was in the travel and I was not here and I needed access to you or the teacher. So thank you for attending this session, and I'm very happy that I could share some information with you, and I would be happy if you have some questions.
Thank you all so much for joining our session. We really appreciate you today. I'm going to put up the screen for you all to go in and fill out our survey for the session. Again, we really appreciate you so much for joining our session today, and continue to participate in other sessions that we have offered. Thank you so much.
Thank you.